Hello and welcome to another video from Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's a little bit different. We are looking at the 2018 release of the Roger Hargreaves Mr Men books, but these are all themed on the Doctor Who series. So each Mr Man relates to a Doctor Who, and it's based on the classics Doctor Who series and the new Doctor Who series. But the three we're looking at today is the Doctor First, the Doctor Second and the Doctor Fourth, which are from the classic Doctor Who television series. Now, the classic Doctor Who series ran from 1963 through to 1989, and there was 7 actors that portrayed the part of the Doctor. So the first Doctor was played by William Hartnell. The second Doctor was played by Patrick Troughton. The third Doctor was portrayed by John Pertwee. The fourth Doctor was portrayed by Tom Baker. The fifth Doctor was portrayed by Peter Davison. The sixth Doctor was portrayed by Colin Baker, and the seventh Doctor was portrayed by Sylvester McCoy. And he played the part until 1996 when the TV movie was produced. And then the part was taken over by Paul McGann. But the books we're looking at today are kind of like a mismatch between Doctor Who and the Mr Men series. Now, the Mr Men books have been around for donkey's years. They began publication in 1971. And then from 1981, they also produced an accompanying series of Little Miss books, which was pretty much the same idea and the same theme, but with female characters as opposed to male characters. And they published them well, they're still being published today in actual fact, but after Roger Hargreaves' death in 1978, in 1988, his son Adam Hargreaves began writing and illustrating new Mr Men and Little Miss stories, and this set of books is written and illustrated by Adam Hargreaves, and it's based on the original idea by Roger Hargreaves. Okay, so the 3 books we have in front of us are, based on the classic Doctor Who. So the very first one we have is the First Doctor. So let's have a look at that. So this is Doctor First, and so it says originated by Roger Hargreaves, as you can see. We turn it over to the back, and it says, you've got the penguin logo on there. BBC Doctor Who, Roger Hargreaves, and meet Doctor First. He is a bad mood. He's in a bad mood because he can't find his granddaughter. However, that soon becomes the least of his problems. And then you can see other issues in the same series. So Doctor First, which is this one, Doctor Fourth, which we've got that one there, and you've got Doctor 11th and Doctor 12th. So Doctor 11 was the Matt Smith version, and Doctor 12 was the Peter Capaldi version. BBC logo, FFC, and 2017 copyright information at the bottom there. And the cover price at the time was £4.99. And you've got the barcode and the ISBN numbers at the bottom there. Okay, let's open this one up and see what it says inside. So you've got a to and from, so you can write it from whoever to whoever if you're gifting it. Let's just angle the camera down a fraction. There we go. And it says, Doctor First, originated by Roger Hargreaves, written and illustrated by Adam Hargreaves. And first of all, it says, good morning, grandfather, said Susan. Good. I don't think there's anything good about it, grumbled the Doctor, who was not in a good mood. And why was he not in a good mood? It was the TARDIS. It had been making clonking noises all night long and kept the Doctor awake. Something was wrong, and the Doctor knew that he was going to have to land somewhere and fix the problem. The nearest planet was Earth. The Doctor did not like Earth. It was a small, ugly planet populated by particularly irritating people. Particularly irritating and not very clever people. But the Doctor had no choice. He and Susan landed in London. The Doctor was in one of those moods where he was best left alone. He set about fixing the TARDIS, and this put him in a better mood. He whistled as he worked. Whistling was something that the Doctor rarely did. The TARDIS was soon mended, and it was time to go. But where was Susan? Out exploring the city, no doubt. The Doctor waited and waited, and then he waited some more. He began to worry and decided that he had better go and look for Susan. He stepped out of the TARDIS and was immediately confronted by a group of strangely dressed people. The Doctor was appalled by their casual dress sense. Okay, I'm not going to read it all, but needless to say that he goes on the hunt for Susan, and he's looking for Susan so that they can be on their merry way again, and he's hunting around, getting more and more angrier. Oh, look, the Cybermen, they're in London, and they were not there on holiday. The Doctor knew the Cybermen well enough to know that they were not sightseeing. Cybermen were not interested in the changing of the guard. So he bumps into the Cybermen, and he had to find Susan. Where does he find Susan? There's Susan. Okay, so that's the first one, and they get on their way. So that's the first Doctor book. Let's have a look at the second one, Doctor number 2. So the second Doctor again, originated by Roger Hargreaves, and it says BBC Doctor Who, Roger Hargreaves. It's mayhem in the museum as Doctor Who and his companions find themselves on the run from some abominable baddies. And it shows you 8 on the back of this book in the series. So you've got Doctor 1st, Doctor 2nd, Doctor 4th, Doctor 7th, Doctor 8th, Doctor 9th, Doctor 11th, and Doctor 12th. So Hartnell, Troughton, Tom Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi. BBC logo, licensing information, and FFC, and a penguin logo. Cover price again was $4.99, and this one was 2017. Okay, let's see what this one says inside. So again, you open it up and you've got that to and from, so you can gift it to anybody. Doctor 2nd, originated by Roger Hargreaves, written and illustrated by Adam Hargreaves, and the penguin logo again. It said, the Doctor straightened his bow tie and stepped out of the TARDIS. Interesting, he murmured. It's a museum, said Victoria, following the Doctor. Why are we here? I'm not sure, but the TARDIS brought us here. And if the TARDIS brought us here, it brought us here for a good reason, a very good reason. It's a shame that the TARDIS can't just tell us what that good reason is, said Jamie. It's not very helpful. What? Asked the Doctor. I won't have anyone suggesting that the TARDIS is in any way deficient. It is a magnificent machine. The Doctor was very proud of the TARDIS. I was just saying it does have a habit of dumping us in the middle of danger and then leaving us to it. The Doctor glowed at Jamie and gave the TARDIS a pat. Now keep your eyes peeled, said the Doctor. Wait for it, asked Jamie. What for? Asked Jamie, I should say. Things, Jamie. Things that look unusual. Everything looks unusual, replied Jamie. We're in a museum. The three of them walked further into the museum, looking for the unnamed unusual thing. It was not easy searching for something when you did not know what you were looking for in the first place. I'm getting the feeling this is all a bit of a waste of time, said Jamie. Don't be foolish, said the Doctor. The TARDIS is always right. You'll find out what it is any moment. You mark my words. Do you think, began Victoria, that maybe, just possibly, the TARDIS was wrong? What? Spluttered the Doctor. Wrong? The TARDIS is infallible. It is utterly reliable, unlike that boy. Where's Jamie gone? Wandered off again, I suppose. Maybe we should just go back to the TARDIS, suggested the Doctor. But there was no answer. Victoria, Jamie, the Doctor was all alone. Oh, my giddy aunt, he explained. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's all about them finding the abominable snowman. Not the abominable snow, the Yeti, sorry. And so on. And it's their spin on that. And then, of course, they get back to the TARDIS and away they go again. And then at the back, you've got, again, BBC Children's Books, Penguin logos and so on, as they're Penguin Books, and copyright and licensing information, ISBN numbers and so on. Okay, that's the second Doctor book. Now let's have a look at the fourth Doctor book. Again, Doctor 4th originated by Roger Hargreaves, and Penguin logo, BBC Doctor Who, Roger Hargreaves. When Doctor 4th and Sarah Jane run into some old enemies, it takes all the cleverness and cunning to prevent extermination. Doctor 1st, William Hartnell. Doctor 4th, Tom Baker. Doctor 7th, Sylvester McCoy. And Doctor 12th, Peter Capaldi. BBC logo, licensing information, FFC, cover price $4.99, and the barcode and ISBN number. And again, you've got that to and from section at the front, so you can gift it to anybody you like. Dr. Fourth, originated by Roger Hargreaves and written and illustrated by Adam Hargreaves. "Come along, Sarah," cried the Doctor. The Doctor and Sarah were running away. It seemed to Sarah Jane that the two of them spent an awful lot of time running, and mainly running away. And what were they running away from this time? They were running away from the Daleks. "Seek, locate, exterminate," granted the Daleks in their metallic voices. "Daleks don't run, but they do chase. The Daleks are a terrible alien race intent on just one thing: to destroy, to exterminate. To exterminate everything through some Daleks. Although some Daleks were rather better at exterminating than others, like number Z403, better known to his friends as Dale. Dale the Dalek energy ray was not so convincing." "What are we going to do?" puffed Sarah Jane. "That's simple," cried the Doctor. "Keep running and don't get exterminated." Which, it had to be said, made perfect sense. "If we can get to the TARDIS, then we can lead the Daleks away from this planet," said the Doctor, skidding around the corner into an alleyway. "Doctor, that's a dead end," warned Sarah Jane. "What are we going to do?" "Climb the ladder, of course," said the Doctor. And to Sarah Jane's surprise, there was indeed a ladder. "But how do you know? How did you know?" began Sarah Jane. "Keep up, Sarah," said the Doctor, clambering over the wall. "And don't forget to pull the ladder up behind you and bring it with you." The wall stopped the Daleks, but not for long. The Daleks did not need a ladder. In fact, Daleks don't climb ladders. Daleks have energy rays, and in a matter of moments, they had exterminated the wall. Sarah Jane and the Doctor came to a wide river. There was a drawbridge, but the control lever was on the other side. "Would you like a jelly baby?" asked the Doctor. "I don't think this is the moment to be handing out jelly babies," she cried in desperation. "Not you," said the Doctor. "That pigeon." Sure enough, one of the pigeons did want a jelly baby, and he took it, knocked the drawbridge lever, and the Doctor and Sarah Jane were able to safely cross the river, of course. With the drawbridge raised once again, they had escaped one lot of Daleks. Daleks don't swim, and they don't like jelly babies. And in fact, the list of things that Daleks can't do is long, but not as long as the list of things that Daleks don't like. Okay, I'm not going to read any more. Tennis, cycling. I mean, the images are great, I've got to say, in all of these books. And painting out a stop sign there, Daleks waiting across the road, and then they finally reach the TARDIS and away they go. So that is the Fourth Doctor book. So there is a collection of, there's a collection of, I beg your pardon, I am knocking everything over at the moment. I don't know why I'm doing that, but there we are. So there's a collection of 13 books in the series. So it goes right up to the Jodie Whittaker. Is it the Jodie Whittaker series or Peter Capaldi? No, Peter Capaldi was the 12th. So yeah, Jodie Whittaker was the 13th Doctor. So it goes right up to the Jodie Whittaker era. And they're basically little stories all geared on Doctor Who and their incarnations, and all drawn and illustrated just like the Mr Men. So it's a nice kind of little mismatched touch between Mr Men and Doctor Who. Okay, how well did these do back in the day? Well, I mean, they were released in 2017, 2018. They were a very limited run. There wasn't massive quantities of these produced. And to be honest with you, I can't even remember them being available back in 2017, 2018. I didn't know of their existence until some years later. So whether they were just done and sold out of specialist shops. I mean, you do see a lot of these books like these in card shops and things like that. So maybe they were done in specialist shops. Pretty much like those instead of in regular bookshops. So, I'm not sure the quantities that were produced either. But I do know they only run for a very short amount of time, which has obviously consequently made them very collectible, and the prices have doubled and quadrupled since their original release. So yes, they've done remarkably well. They sold out quite quickly of all of the books and the quantities that were produced. So yeah, done a great job. Okay, so we're not going to move very far forward. We're only going forward 7 or 8 years to 2025, which is where we are today. Do they appear very often on the platforms? Well, yeah, some of them do. If you look hard enough on the platforms, you will find that some of these, most of them you find, though, are the later Doctors. So from the new series, really. So you're looking at probably Doctor 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. You find those quite regular on the platforms. The earlier ones, not so regular. I don't know if they produced more of the later ones than they did of the early ones. I'm not quite sure about that either. But yeah, I mean, they do, don't get me wrong, they do pop up on the platforms from time to time. You will find them if you look hard enough and you're patient enough. Yeah, more so the new generation of Doctor Who than the original classic ones. So to summarise, yes, they do come up for sale on the platforms, various different states of condition, and again, be careful. Make sure you read the condition report and look at the images, because some person's idea of very good condition could be your idea of acceptable condition. So there is a big scope of differences there between people's opinions. So do be careful and make sure you have a good look. And don't forget, some of the platforms use stock images and stock photographs. So be aware of that also. If it doesn't say new on the platform, you can only see the used icon. Click it and read what you're about to order, because if they don't have new, they automatically go to the cheapest used item, and that may not be what you are looking for. So just do be very careful. Stupid system, I know, but it's the way some of the platforms work, and you could end up with something that you don't want or didn't think you were ordering, and it wouldn't be the fault of the seller and it wouldn't be the fault of the buyer. It's just the way the platforms work. But there we are. Anyway, this particular batch of books that we found was part of a shop buyout. Now, we did have quite a collection of these. I think we had probably about 30 odd all together, various different Doctors. We had pretty much all of the Doctors. I think we had pretty much every one. Not sure if we had Doctor 13 though, to be fair, but I think we had pretty much all the others, and we are trying to make them all available to our customers on the Whoniverse website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find these and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next items we upload could be those items you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful Doctor Who Mr Men mishmash books with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.